So warm welcome again, Amit, and thank you for joining us. Just to start with a introduction, given your experience, wanted to spend a minute on that. I think one, in terms of your personality itself, you've been leading across multiple brands over the last decade. You've worked recently with Rapido since the pandemic, but previously with Zoomcar, ShopClues, one of the top brands in the Middle East as well, called Noon, which is a large e-commerce player, and you've led leadership roles in all of these organizations, building teams, from a very small stage and scaling up. Even Zoomcar has done really well. ShopClues, we know, in a very competitive space, has been able to make its mark. And previously, you have also been part of the agency ecosystem when you started out your career. So you've had a lot of experience across different areas. And you've also been a key proponent of using consumer insights and building brands through storytelling. So, we are looking forward to hearing a lot more about that. I think love to discuss some of the Rapido campaigns as well. So, warm welcome again.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
I have my colleague Sundar as well, who's going to be co-moderating the session with me, who leads our analytics and performance teams.
Hey, hi, Sundar.
Hi, Amit. Great to host you.
So just to get started, Amit, like you joined Rapido right at the crux of the pandemic, right? So how has that been? Like, have you worked out of the office? And in terms of business impact, you are leading head of marketing and growth as well, right? So in such a pandemic, how did you even take on the challenge of driving growth? And how has the results been? I think it'll be great to start over there.
I think we started this year, as in Rapido, we started this year at a very good note. Rapido is like a hyper growth setup where we were doing like a pre-corona period, we were doing 4 lakh rides every day. And then we were we were aiming to like reach maybe 1.5 million rides per day by end of this year. But I think unfortunately Corona came into a picture, and I think it happens with all the brands, I believe, all their growth, most of the brands. There are a few brands who got the benefit because of Corona as well. But I think most of the brand growth plans has gone into a trash. So it was a tough time for us, maybe you can say from March to June. Because I think towards the March and when the government has announced lockdown, we stopped all our operations, and then we were adhering the government guidelines. Our total business has gone to zero almost, because so I think many people must be knowing this thing that when it comes to Rapido, we have within bike taxi, we have 2 or 3 different business lines. So our front business line, maybe you can say bike taxi, which is B2C. Then we are also fulfilling B2B side of a business, where we are empowering Swiggy, Zomato, delivery of the world. Then we are also into a corporates as well, which we recently launched in March, I think post Corona. So we have like apart from that, we were present in different verticals. We have like a different business units. So, but our major business pre-Corona used to come from B2C, which was like a 95% of the business, which has become zero. Then it was a tough time for us, but again, I think post June, when the government has announced lockdown 1.0, 2.0. So with every lockdown or unlocking, maybe you can say, now the business is coming and shaping up again. Now, like if you talk about in last 4 months, we have recovered close to 55-60% of our business from top line point of view, which is considerably a pretty good recovery, because still I think there are so many markets which are infected because of the virus, and still people are not on road. So, but yeah, we are hoping for a good future. Let's see. I think we are hoping that by Jan or Feb, we will be able to recover 100% of our BAU. So that was like a one part of it, but definitely there is a different story altogether. There's another part of it as well, that because of the Corona, we have launched few more functions, few more verticals. We have recently launched auto in approximately 20 cities. Then we came up with the local, which was like a C2C kind of a thing. We have also launched it in a month of May. So because of Corona, we got some time to focus on product offerings as well. So from that point of view, it was good for us as well. So yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that was spot on in terms of the next question was on innovations which you'll have done during the pandemic, right? So it's given, as you're saying, time to reflect and also focus on the core and innovation. So what has been some of the change of trajectory in terms of innovations apart from launching new business lines? Did you all do anything for the captains, who are the drivers, or for customers during this?
Sure. I think the point is because of Corona, everything was like a mostly on halt, and people got our teams got pretty good time to maybe revisit all the product offerings which we were giving to our users. Because when you run full-fledged business, when you're getting 4 lakh to 5 lakh rides every day, it's become really difficult to make any kind of a tweak in a product, right? But it got us a pretty good advantage or maybe pretty good time to us, so that we can make some of changes in offerings, the way we use to show our product to our users. So we made a couple of changes. We launched a couple of offerings. We have recently launched Hire, I think 4 months back, which is like a for those guys who want to take multiple hops and they want to take a bike taxi. Then we have also launched Rapido Corporate. It's a offering which we are providing to all the corporates, where let's suppose if their teams or maybe their employees want to take different kind of rides, and it will be organized by the corporate itself or the company itself. The overall billing will goes to a company, and it's pretty much trackable. They can see where their employees are taking those rides, where they are consuming those rides, and then they can also like extend that kind of facility to their employees as well. So from innovation point of view, these are the few functions which we have launched, or few offerings which we have launched. Apart from that, we have made so many tweaks in our product offering as well, which we have like a fix approximately 15 to 20 bucks, which were creating a lot of problems. Then we have also launched reward programs for our CLM, customer lifecycle management. Even if you see now, if you'll see our app, so we have made few changes the way we used to show the our wireframe to users, right? So which has definitely enhanced the overall conversions and the sessions which we were getting earlier. Now we are like getting our conversion from, maybe you can say, app open to convert has gone up by 15%. So these are the innovations which we have done, but mostly on a product side, to be very honest. Pose because for any player which exists into a travel industry, it doesn't make sense to do any kind of advertising during the lockdown period. Post that we have like also optimized a lot many performance marketing and marketing channels. Now whatever ROI which we were getting earlier, we were getting approximately 70 to 80% better ROI on all those channels as well. So these kind of are not exactly innovation, but definitely we have done a lot of optimization.
I think money saved is definitely innovation. So
certainly. I always used to say this thing that actually marketing is the new finance. Because now the marketing roles are not the traditional marketing roles where you just talk about spending money. It's just not a cost function, right? It's become an ROI function in new era. I think once someone said that if you're not online, then you're not doing your business, right? So, nowadays, I think 70-80% hyper growth businesses are online only. So their marketing team become their sales team, which are bringing a ROI, which are bringing a revenue for them. So it's more of a ROI, not exactly a cost function. Whenever we talk about marketing, so yeah.
No, absolutely. I think even Social Beat's tagline when we started out 7 years back, we put ROI-driven digital marketing, which the reason we put it was because marketing was looked at as a creative center. Okay, we're going to do media planning, but not in terms of results. Which I think now obviously it's changed, but over the years, a lot of the traditional creative agencies and all still don't think of it from a ROI perspective, but rather from a...
Yeah, I think it's still, even they have they are also surviving, because still we have like FMCGs, telecos, which is still believe on traditional advertising or traditional way of maybe brand building, right? On the contrary, you have brands, new age brands, startups, which are more focused upon ROI, which want instant growth, and they are into hyper growth scenarios. So yeah, certainly.
Great, Amit. So adding on to that, how do you see brands has to invest when it comes to brand versus performance? Like you told, right? Some of the brands are still interested in investing on traditional marketing and other stuff, not focusing completely on ROI. So many of the brands and many of those actually who we interact with also ask the same question. That, like, how much percentage of the budget I have to put on brand versus performance? Do really like brand building helps? So that is a question which many of them keep asking. So if you can help us with what you have been doing at Rapido and previous to Zoom current Shopclose.
I think this is a great question. I think whenever people used to plan or maybe make any kind of a media plan, right? Always they talk about when the branding will come into a picture and how you will see the branding. But I believe it's a bottom-up approach, right? At least for startups, because there are many startups which started from maybe a very small seed funds and then they become like unicorns, right? So maybe from day one or maybe just 1 year down the line, you cannot start doing branding. There has to be ROI. As I told you that marketing is a new finance, people are talking about which kind of ROI we are getting from marketing. People don't see marketing as a cost function and just one function which can provide you branding, right? Now people see it maybe a sales, maybe a function which can drive their sales and which can drive their revenue. So as I was telling you, it's a bottom-up approach where you where you always try to figure out which kind of a channel will provide you best ROI, or maybe it can provide you best retention to your users, right? And that's how you start allocating your money. Because definitely, I think this is a challenge with each and every brand. They have a limited amount of money which they can spend on marketing, right? Earlier, I think there was an era when people used to spend 15 to 20% of their profit on branding. There was like some thumb rules around that, right? But now there is no thumb rule because there is no fixed expenditure which people wanted to put on a marketing. How they see it, maybe they see it on a ROAS, on cost to income ratio, CIR. These are the new metrics on which people actually, or maybe marketer or brands actually benchmark themselves, and then they see which kind of ROI they are getting. So, and just because of that, I think in this era, or maybe you can say in 20th century, people are talking about those channels which can provide more ROI, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's a Google, whether it's influencer marketing. I think this is a new concept in India. If you talk about some other geographies like MENA as a reason, influencer marketing or maybe ROI-driven influencer marketing is a pretty known concept, right? But I think now even India, and I think because of you guys have done a great job where people are moving towards ROI-driven influencer marketing as well, right? So certainly branding comes into a picture, but as I told you, when you should do branding, that is totally depend upon, have you exhausted all the funnels or have you exhausted all the channels which were giving you better ROI? If you will say, okay, I have reached to that level, definitely you can move towards a branding. If not, then still you can maybe keep on pumping money into those channels which are giving you better ROI. Then the second problem is whenever you talk about any startups, right, they need instant growth or instant results, right? On a contrary, branding is something which can provide you a result, but at a longer term. You can't get a instant ROI from a branding. That is like a basic problem with the branding is, right? I think you talk about any good brand campaign, whether it has been done by Amazon, Flipkart, HUL, or in any of the big brands, right? I think the maximum uplift which they get on the organic traffic or maybe organic transactions, that could be in a range of 20 to 30%, not more than that, right? But if you try to figure out the ROI in the same month, then you might see that the ROI might go for a toss at all. So you have to be patient enough that you can wait, and you talk about that you have to be in a market for at least 2 or 3 or 4 years. On a contrary, you won't get this kind of a visibility with the startups. They always make a smaller plans, maybe 6 months plans, and they again optimize it, revisit it. Sometimes they pivot from whatever they are doing. So it's very volatile in case of startups, right? So for them, it becomes really difficult to say when they will do a marketing. Either if they are trying to get the hyper growth and they know that now they cannot scale up on the other channels which are providing you better ROI, then they move on towards a branding, I believe.
A very interesting point, Amit, on exhausting performance before you look at branding. I think the other approach, some of the brands also, we had a session by Google and Facebook earlier in the day where we discussed the full funnel approach to marketing, right? Where you run consumers through different stages of awareness. And even Daman from Boat was there where he spoke about them using influencers at the top of the funnel. And then, retargeting those audiences over a period of time for conversion. So how do you at Rapido, how would you suggest like the full funnel? Because very transactional, you need a bike you want to move from point A to point B at a certain point. That's when a lot of your performance might come, right? You want a download of the app, or for new customer acquisition especially. How do you see the full funnel marketing approach at Rapido?
I think this is a good question. I think it always happens whenever you talk to Facebook. After a certain period, even they cannot increase the number of transactions or number of conversions, right? And then they also suggest you maybe brand plus DR. Why don't you increase your upper funnel? So it's a fight between how you can increase your upper funnel, how you can increase your bottom of the funnel or conversion as a metric, right? And definitely, whenever you talk about increasing your funnel, you have 2-3 channels which comes into a picture. Or rather, you can say branding somehow comes into a picture, and then there are different channels which can help you to do branding. Because ultimately, whenever we're talking about any performance marketing, any branding initiative, ultimately you're looking out for some channels which can provide you a distribution, right? Whether it's a Facebook, whether it's a Google, now you have like a different kind of a ways as well, which can also provide you really good distribution. When you talk about Paytm mini app, when you talk about GPay, PhonePe, Flipkart, Supercoins, I think there are different ways by which you can get some channels which can provide you really good distribution. So I think whenever, as at Rapido, definitely we are a brand, as I told you, we are a very ROI driven brand. Even if we are spending any single penny, we always think which kind of ROI it will get us, right? Or it will provide us. But as you rightly said, getting an upper funnel is a necessity. Otherwise, how you will convert your users? And in our case, we are a very transactional brand, right? So it becomes more difficult to engage with your users on a daily basis. You need to create something, you need to create or come up with a really good content so that people can correlate with you, or people can engage with you, right? So definitely every month through influencer marketing, through some branding initiative from last 2 or 3 months, every month we are launching some or other creative asset, whether it's a video, whether it's a static, whether it's a GIF, so that we can engage with our users. And definitely we are focusing our 15 to 20% budget to bring the upper funnel, because we know that if you won't get a upper funnel, then your growth will get stagnant, right? Ultimately, you have to bring your upper funnel that you can decide whether you want to get it through a traditional ATL, which like I have TV, print, radio, or you want to use some other channel, which is more digital focused, which is more measurable, right? So that is a call which you can take certainly. And that is also dependent upon which kind of a product you are or which kind of a brand you are. Whether you are a brand which lies into FMCG category or maybe real estate category, or you are a brand which is a very online or mobile centric brand, right? So you can take a call, you can do a channel selection, but you have to invest on brand building or maybe getting upper funnel. And upper funnel can be driven through brand building or maybe influencer marketing or content marketing, you can say. So we are also using that every month. I'm talking about a normal months when we are not doing any branding campaign or any content-led campaign. So we are spending 15 to 20% to get upper funnel. And then again, we have like we have pretty good CLM, customer lifecycle management, right? Where we are using very good tools. We have like a partner with Clever App. So we are retargeting our users. We have created like a different journey so that we can engage with our users on different levels. So yeah, these are the things which we are doing to get up a funnel and then convert them and get the ROI.
No, definitely. I think we have seen some of the campaigns with Captains of Tomorrow as well, right? Which was the topic for this discussion. Was I think actually wanted to spend some time on the delivery, the captains as well. But before that, should we play the video?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Just put it up 1 second.
This country is all about bringing it rap it up. डंडे कर लो सामना दुबई कोई थामना पूरी मनोकामना तब तक आराम ना क्रिकेट का फैशन तो एवरग्रीन फैशन है शट्टर में सिक्सर है चच्चा का भाषण है दादा है धोनी है छोटू भी प्लास्टर है गलियों का लौंडा यहाँ बुमराह से फास्टर है अपना कैप्टन किधर है गली गली राह चली गलियों गवाह उमड़ी ट्रैफिक को पीछे छोड़ राइट लेफ्ट मुड़ हमको जब बुलाओगे तब सामने तुम पाओगे हाईवे से गलियों तक चक से पहुंच जाओ टैलेंट का भंडार है, गलियों में राइड करता फ्यूचर सुपरस्टार है। On the go.
A very nice video, Hamesha on the go.
Thanks, Anil.
I think sounded a little, inspired. Even we have had a lot of rap come in after Apna Time Aayega and that movie. But I think definitely connects with the millennials who are the target audience for Rapido. So, it'll be great to get insights from you, Amit, right from ideation, right? When did you all think, okay, let's spend this money on producing a video and taking it on television, on YouTube, on different platforms? What was the conceptualization phase? And I think it'll be great to get thoughts there.
I think whenever you talk about Rapido, our typical TG is, which is a Generation Z or maybe the new age audience, right? And their typical age is somewhere around from 18 years to 34 years, right? These are the guys who consume a lot of content on Netflix, Amazon, Hotstar, Voot of the world, right? And these are the ones who always try to figure out new ways, or maybe you can say they are the innovators, right? So whenever we create something, we always think, is it gonna to be liked by our user or not? That was the whole thought. And I think post-corona, IPL was the biggest thing which came into a Indian market. Because if you talk about the content, I think there was no content which was available because most of the TV channels were running their repeat, right? So we also thought that because IPL is coming, we should also engage with our user in a unique way. So our first thought was how we can create something which can be liked by our users, right? And it has to be based upon insights. So whatever campaign you see from Rapido, we always try to bring it or maybe create it on a base upon some insights, right? Because see, definitely you can create something which is very heavy on visuals, or maybe you can say very thematic. You can definitely use visual as an element, or maybe visual language as a key. But we always feel that there has to be something by which your user can connect themselves with your brand, right? So we thought what we are actually doing. If you see, Rapido is maybe you can say it's providing a last mile and first mile connectivity to all the users. You have metros, you have bus, you have different mode of commute or public commute by which you are traveling, and whenever you have to take last mile connectivity, because even if you go to Delhi, maybe Bangalore, Hyderabad, even the metro stations are far away from your actual home, right? So you normally used to take Rapido. These are the like a vehicles, or these are the commute option which is available and which can drop you till your home, right? So actually it's reaching to each and every gully, whether you talk about Chandni Chowk, whether you talk about any kind of a Sadar or any kind of a locality, whether you talk about Charminar, right? And we have like a different kind of a users on our TG. There are some users who are techies, who are very smart, because we are a very affordable option. So they don't want to spend money unnecessarily. There are people who are working with Urban Clap, and maybe they are working with some manufacturing firms as well, who are using it because it's an affordable option, right? They cannot like spend money on maybe taxis or some other commute option, which is really costly. And where these guys are staying, definitely some of them belongs to maybe gully or maybe chawl, or maybe you can say smaller colonies as well. Then we thought, when you see the IPL, actually when the IPL started 10 years back, so the major point was that they will also provide an opportunity to those users or those candidates who are not able to play the level first or maybe premium cricket, right? So we also thought, actually there is a lot of similarity, right? Where we talk about Rapido, how it's empowering our users, that they are moving from gullies, and then they become like a big, or they grow in their life cycle. And then they take some really good positions in their organization and in their life, right? So we thought definitely there is a connect between gully cricket and Rapido, right? So that was the insight, how we can create something which can symbolize or which can be connected by our users, and they can also think that, okay, this is something by which we can connect because it's also talking the same language. Then we came up with this idea, Gully Cricket, and then we thought, okay, let's create something which has connect with Gully, Rapido, and our users. So this was an insight at how we can come up with an idea which can connect all these three things, and which can also talk about the offerings, right? So if you see the whole rap, though, when we like conceptualize this, we never thought that we'll go with the rap, right? We have just given one insight. Then we like a brainstorm brand team. My brand team has put in a lot of effort, and then they come up with a script. Then we thought, okay, okay, now it's coming to a rap, and it will look really good, because if you see from first screen to last screen, there is a proper brand integrations, right? Though we are talking about the Gully Cricket, though we are talking about those underdogs who become really big guys, or maybe grow in their life, but they start their journey from gully or maybe a smaller colonies, right? So we like, and throughout in that rap, we are talking about how a underdog can become a superstar, and then they can play a maybe premium cricket or IPL or something like that, right? And then we have incorporated Rapido in a very seamless manner, where we are talking about Rapido captain and all. So that was the insight. I think it was really appreciated by our users. We got approximately 2.2 million views or 2.3 million views within just 3.5 weeks, which was a pretty good number. Because on YouTube, we were not investing a lot of money. We have then taken influencers as well, few influencers, which we were talking about, the Gully Cricket and the Rapido integration and the overall theme which we have created. The best part was that creating while developing this whole concept and the video, we have not taken a help of any agency. It was like a strategized thought by in-house team, and then we have taken a help of a production house so that they can shoot it. You won't believe we have created this whole video in a very, very, very small amount, right? On a contrary, where people are spending 50, 70 lakh rupees to create a rap and then to shoot that. On a contrary, we might have done it like a maybe 1/10 of the money, to be very honest. Yeah.
No, as you were saying, marketing is the new finance. I think you've lived up to that. I think in terms of positioning as well, the aspirational part of Hamesha on the go, and, creating momentum for your users and the people taking a ride. I think that's really does come through in the brand campaign as well. So kudos to your team, for
Thanks a lot, Sunil.
pulling that through. Yeah.
Yes. Also, Amit, when it comes to influencer marketing and customer advocacy, what is the role you think it has played, shaping up the brand, and how do you think that is being one of the pillars to successful business results?
Sorry, Sudhir, I lost your voice. Can you repeat your question?
So, yeah, when it comes to influencer marketing and customer advocacy, how do you think this role has played in shaping up the business outcomes, and how do you think that has helped Rapido as a brand?
Sure. I think earlier I was talking about our TG, right? This is so definitely I think there are different kind of influencer which are influencing different segment of users, right? There is a Cat A, Cat B, and then you have premium Cat C, Cat D. But I think till that, from a time I think TikTok has started, I think 1.5 years back, I think we have seen a new era of influencer marketing and new era of influencer, right? We never thought that apart from celebrities, even a layman can become an influencer for a different kind of a layman's, right? So it's like a common people for a common people, right? To be very honest. And I think we are also using that every month. We are doing a activity with a 300 to 400 or influencer, which belongs to Cat C, Cat D, which has their own influencing communities, right? Which is not really big. They might be a follower base of 10,000 to 15,000 or 30,000, right? Or maybe up to 1 lakh, right? But we were getting really good ROIs from it. First of all, as you rightly said, that it provides you a lot of brand advocacy, because they have a pretty good follower base, and these are the influencers which can come up with their own content if you can provide them a direction, if you can provide them a script, right? And then they can create a wonders for you. So when we started, I think post lockdown, we were going through a problem statement that in certain markets we are not getting the demand, right? As I told you that we have a different kind of a users in our TG. Some users belong to different social economic class, some user belongs to a lower social economic class. And then there are different kind of a content and influencers which actually appeals to them, to be very honest, right? as maybe we can talk about TV. In TV, you have a different channels. You have Mahua, you have Dabang, and all those channels, which are doing pretty good, and they are creating wonders. Maybe UP and Jharkhand of the market, right? Then you have maybe light channels where you can talk about Sony, the Star, and something like that, right? Which you can definitely say it's creating wonders or it's providing you really good viewership in metros. On a similar level, I also feel that there are a different kind of influencer which has a different kind of a follower, maybe a followership or maybe a really good approach in certain pockets, right? If you will go ahead with them and if you will go and do a tie-up with them and if you start activity with them, then you will see if you have a geo-specific problem, then that can be tackled in a very nice way. I'm not talking about the celebrities or maybe very premium influencer, catty influencer, but I'm talking about the BCD because we are using them a lot from last 3 months. Now it's become a like a dedicated spend which we are using as a performance. And then whenever we have to measure the impact, we are checking our organic uplift. You won't believe in markets like Chennai, Hyderabad, we have seen 15 to 20% uplift within a month, right? And their ROI is as equivalent and as good as your performance marketing channel ROI is.
That's really great to know.
Yeah, I think even like we have learned, as I was telling you earlier, when I was in MENA as a region, right? So I was taking care of Noon, right? Noon is the biggest e-commerce player in MENA region. We have seen a lot of impact of influencers when it comes to conversions as well. So we used to provide them different codes, and then you can track the effectiveness of influencer on a basis of code redemptions, right? And there are so many agencies which are like leading this overall influencer marketing. So our 15% transaction used to come from influencer marketing, right? I never thought that even in India we can see that kind of a scale, but definitely from like which we have used, which we have realized in some markets, there are scope and there are influencers which are creating and providing really good results, which can be comparable with performance marketing. I think maybe there will be a time when people will start taking influencers just not for a branding, maybe for their performance uplifts as well.
That's really great to know, Amit. Like, particularly when the micro influencers are actually giving us like the right ROI. So, like gone are the era where only like people just post and get like fake followers and like just like that, like boost something by using their money and then like get done with that. Now that like as you told, there are multiple brands. Actually, we are trying to actually measure the performance by giving them unique codes and then giving them a unique tracking link per se, and then trying to understand, like each and everyone, like how is it performing, like how are they promoting, are their followers like really genuine, and whether they're putting their genuine efforts to make the campaign successful one. That's really great.
I think that is a good thing which I have witnessed maybe in last 1 year, that now there are so many influencers which are actually religiously putting a lot of effort so that their content become viral, right? Because see, the problem is there is no recipe by which you can make your content viral. Like no one can talk about it. No one can give you a very specific thumb rule that this is the way by which you can create your content and which will become viral, right?
Right.
I think they are putting a lot of effort, which is really appreciable. And it's also giving results. So definitely people or brand can consider taking all these influencers into their performance kitty. So for sure.
That's really great, Amit. Also, one more thing is like, do you think that whatever content has been produced, right, do you use that in performance marketing as well? Because there are some brands who seems to be working that in that angle as well. So want to understand like, how do you feel about that?
So definitely when it comes to like all the content which we are producing, not really. There is like a line which we have drawn between some of the social media content which we are producing. We are not putting it on performance marketing, but all the content which has a really good engagement rate or which we are putting it maybe for content marketing, mostly the video content, right, which we are putting on our social media channels. Definitely we are using it for performance marketing channel, because then whenever you're talking about upper funnel and lower funnel, right, then people can correlate. Okay, they have seen this brand and then they have like some correlation. The brand recall is really high or the ad recall is really high. And then whenever you're putting the same kind of images or banners or GIFs or maybe a smaller videos on your performance marketing channel, your CTRs goes up drastically. When we have seen, whenever, like I think we were also talking about upper funnel and lower funnel, whenever we are doing any kind of a content related campaign, video campaign, or maybe branding campaign, then mostly we have seen 15 to 20% uplift in conversions, which we do or which we relies on performance channels. So certainly it's impacting. So my advice is definitely you should use all those content which you are putting in, which is creating or generating a really good engagement rate on a social media channels. Definitely you can use it on your performance marketing channel, because ultimately, see, whenever you're talking about any social media channel, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or maybe now we don't have TikTok, maybe you have Chingari or Josh, or there are like a few more channels which came up recently, right? Or maybe YouTube. Whenever you have to run a performance marketing campaign, again, you're using the same kind of a feed, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's a Insta. So ultimately, people doesn't know. Definitely, there is like a CTA which actually changes your brand campaign to performance marketing campaign. But even nowadays, so many people are there who are also putting like a CTAs into a brand campaigns or video campaigns as well. And then they are like a giving call to action that you can press this link or button, or maybe they are putting unique link which can lead you to a conversion pages, right? So I think for users, it becomes really difficult to categorize or see whether it's a brand, whether it's a social media, whether it's a performance marketing. For them, mostly it's a single feed. And I don't think so that in India, so many people understand marketing. For them, Facebook is a platform where they can engage, where they can get entertainment, and then they are going over there just to get entertainment. Right? So certainly you should capitalize that, all the creatives, asset, whichever you are using on social media.
Right. And what about vernacular? Have you seen that work better at Rapido using like Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, for example, or English, Hindi? Like, in terms of languages, how do you suggest?
Sure. So I think, as I was talking about that, we have a presence in like approximately 100 cities. We cover approximately overall India, apart from Maharashtra because of legal issues. But we are also launching Maharashtra very soon. So if you see, when you talk about vernacular, there are like a certain pockets and certain states where you will get really good impact and really good conversion on vernacular, right? But this vernacular is not typical vernacular, which you can it's like maybe even in Hindi, you can talk about Hindi, Sanskrit, and then you have a Khadi Boli, right? Which is a mix of Hindi and English, right? So if you talk about new age generation, right? This is a generation which can mix all the language into each other. They are mixing Kannada with English, Tamil with Hindi, or Tamil with English, or maybe Bengali with Hindi, right? Something like that. So what we have seen that whenever we are putting very particularly or very vernacular content on our pages, or maybe on our push notifications or our emailers, then we are not getting really good uplift. But if it's like a mix of English plus Tamil, English plus Kannada, right, or English, not really a Hindi, then we have seen a lot of uplift on our conversion rates and CTRs. Definitely for southern markets, northeast market, western markets, it creates a lot of impact for sure. Definitely for some of the metropolitan cities, maybe you can say Mumbai, Delhi, little bit of Bangalore, English actually provides you a really good ROI. But apart from that, in other markets, definitely you can try. And that is also dependent upon which kind of a brand you are, right? Whether you're a premium brand, whether you're non-premium brand, whether you're a utility brand, which kind of a frequency you have, or which kind of frequencies user have on your platform, right? That is also dependent upon that.
Right, Amit. No, absolutely. I think we've been, social being slightly early proponents of vernacular. We have seen it work across, right from jewelry like Malabar Gold, which is the premium jewelry for brides. There also we have seen, like Telugu, Malayalam, Gujarati creatives work better than English creatives. Though it's like supposed to be a 10 lakh, 15 lakh purchase. I think I heard even BMW or Mercedes was using in Gujarati. In Gujarat, they were using Gujarati creators and text because, they wanted to connect with the Gujarati businessmen who have all the wealth. So,
certainly, I think it makes a lot of sense because see, you cannot judge person on the basis of the language preference, right? And even you cannot judge their status by a language, because if I think you have just like a great example of Gujaratis. They are very particular about their like a language, which is the Gujarati. Even Tamilians are very particular about their language, right? They always focus on Tamil. They don't want to go out, and still they have like a plenty of money. So definitely you cannot judge their status symbol from their language. And definitely, even if you're talking about BMW or maybe some jewelry brands, it should create a really good conversion, or it should impact their conversion.
Sure, absolutely.
Also, Amit, like, could you please offer some tips on how do we bring, how do you build a strong marketing team, and then like, if you also shed some light on what are the challenges faced during that, so it will be really helpful from like from your experience at PayU and Shopify, so ShopClues actually.
Yeah, sure. I think that is the biggest challenge in startup that everywhere, because all these startups are like I'm talking about Series B, C funded or D funded startups. Always there is like a problem statement at how you can build a team right, and how you can build a right team, which kind of portfolio you can take, or which kind of jobs or functionality a marketing should take into a consideration, how they will lead it. uh, I feel, first of all, you should know that which kind of a functions or which kind of a verticals or which kind of a task you are supposed to do within a marketing, right? Nowadays, as I was telling you, marketing is just not a branding, right? It's from performance marketing to branding, each and everything.
Correct.
Even in my company, in Rapido, I take care of discounting. Because see, whenever you talk about any, because you are saying that marketing is a cost function, right? Then discount is also one kind of a channel where you are spending money, then you are getting a users, right? You are considering discounting as a one of the channel to get the ROI, to get the user, to get the engagement. So first of all, you should understand that what all functions should be there in a marketing. There are 7 to 8 functions, from PR, branding, social media, creative design. Then these are the very qualitative functions. Then alliances, performance marketing, retention, or maybe business analysis or data analysis could also be a part of marketing, which we have in Rapido. So it's a pretty big, like a team, which actually I take care of in Rapido. And even I was doing the same thing, because now people are thinking marketing, just not a marketing as a growth lever. What all levers you have, whether you talk about alliances, whether you talk about branding, whether you talk about even design, right? Because design is the first thing, or creative is the first thing by which you actually entice your user. And it actually, maybe the first impression which you create on your user, and it decides whether his user is going to click on your banner, or he will just leave the platform, he will not buy your product, right? So it creates like a lot of difference. So you have to think, first of all, what all functions a marketing can control or marketing can lead, considering their correlations and how it can help each other. Definitely, even in a nowadays, you have to get into a product, because after certain limit or after threshold, you have to need a product innovation to lead the growth, right? Otherwise, marketing has certain levers which you can tweak and you can reach to a certain level. Beyond that, you need like a product innovation by which you can get the additional growth or uplift. So I think first of all, try to figure out these functions, and then always try to figure out a leader or maybe a lead which can lead these teams. And definitely post that, it become really simple, because uh, you can like share your thoughts with your DRs, which are leading a specific functions, and then they can like get into specifications and specifics of that, and then they can build their team by their own, right? Because every team has like a own specialist, own requirement. Whenever we're talking about performance marketing, you need a person from SEO, paid marketing, Facebook, Google. Whenever you're talking about social media, you need a guy who can strategize. You need a person who can take care of influencer marketing, which is more like a, you have to interact with all the influencers, agencies. Whenever you're talking about brand, then again, you have to think that there has to be one planning person. There has to be a person who can maybe write good content, whether you can take them as a part of content marketing team, or maybe creative team. So yeah.
Absolutely, Amit. I think, as you said, like building a strong culture and team, I think that solves most of your problems as well, right? As a leader, I think, which you're already building at Rapido. Wanted to spend a few minutes, or at the end of the session on the second part of your business, right? So you have the consumers on one end, but you have the captains on the other. So how have you all kind of, I think get discussed offline in terms of currently you all have quite a few captains and one of the leading platforms in India, obviously for bikes. But how have you all expanded on that? How do you all continue communicating and motivating your captains to stay in business? That would be great to hear.
I think captains are a very essential part of Rapido. So first we build supply and then we talk about demand, right? Because we are a marketplace, so there has to be a balance between both the things, demand and supply. If you see, we pay a lot of attention on captains hiring, even on their training, even on their retention as well. During Corona, we know that there are so many captains who might be through a tough time because that Rapido is their bread and butter, right? So whatever they are earning through Rapido only. On a like a Then we have a different kind of a captain. There are some full-time captains. There are some part-time captains, right? But we always put a lot of focus on them. We always try to help them. Even whenever we calculate fares, so definitely there's a revenue sharing between captains and Rapido. But we always try to provide them better revenue. Even during Corona, we were not taking our revenue split or our revenue cut. We were passing all the revenue to our captains so that they can survive in that tough time. Even we have done fundraise campaigns for our captains. Whatever money which we have earned through our customers, we have distributed that money to all our captains. Apart from that, in each and every city, on a very weekly level, we also see which kind of earnings our captains are getting, right? And that is like a key of our success, because we always try to retain them. We always take all their problem statement very seriously. Even on social media, we are running helmets of sorry one campaign for captains, Heroes of Helmet, right? Which is a continuous property where we talk about all the testimonials, where we talk about all their pain points, right? On a monthly basis, we go and talk to them. We figure out which kind of a problem they are facing, which kind of a solution or which kind of product innovation which we can do so that it can help out them, right? So yeah, we are doing lot many things. Even in future, when we started our operations in few more cities, in auto category, we got really good supply just because of that, because we have really good repo in bike taxi segment with our captains.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting to hear that, Amit. I think, as consumer, speaking as a consumer, a lot of times you may not pay attention to who's your driver or, your captain, but you just hop on and hop off. Whereas, and they are working very hard to earn their living as well. And I think, engaging them has been something which most brands have not done at the level which is required, which is great to hear that you all are also taking initiatives. We had also done some campaigns with Swiggy actually on the delivery partners. If you're okay, I can play one of the videos which we had made for them.
दम बिरयानी तो खाई जाने ओ सन भी रायता दे दियो कितने कल्ले कल्ले खाई जाने ओ ओए राहुल ऑर्डर रेडी है
Hungry to sing? Presenting Swiggy Star Hunt. Your right to stardom. Upload your videos on TikTok using hashtag Swiggy Star Hunt to participate.
I'll just play one quick one more. I think this there.
Sure.
I think.
Sir, order number. Excuse me, sir. Kita location for only hindi me malu naal signal guru for atto. Ana order time correct up hogo. Yenna evali tani vali.
Hungry to act? Presenting Swiggy Star Hunt. Your right to stardom. Upload your videos on TikTok using.
I think this was a series, Amit. I think, obviously even for Swiggy, their delivery partners are a key part of the chain. And I think people don't respect them, right? When they go home, you just take the box and move on. So a lot of the campaign was to, focus on the talent of the delivery partners. So singing, dancing, and that really got an amazing response from delivery partners as well. So even I think, wanted to bring this point up in terms of marketing communication, like what you're doing with the Heroes of Helmets. It's not always on the consumer side as head of leading the marketing and communications part. Also need to look at other stakeholders, not just the delivery partners. Any key takeaways you would like to share in terms of tips for of hyper growth companies, Amit, from your experience at ShopClues, and at Rapido and Zoomcar as well. All three have created a big mark in their spaces, right? Like Zoomcar is also the leading space. So what is that secret sauce which you've been running along these organizations?
Sure. I believe, considering, I think there was a time where we used to have selling concept, right? And people used to throw any kind of a content on TV channels, and maybe at that time, so OTT platform was not there. I think this is an era where everywhere you have a content, right? It's really important to put a lot of focus and energies on content, whether you are doing a social media campaign, whether you are doing a brand campaign or performance marketing campaign. Because I always feel on performance marketing or anything which is a very number driven, you know the benchmarks, you know the levers, and you can tweak it. But whenever you are planning or doing any video campaign or branding campaign where there is an involvement of a creative, there's a lot of energy and lot of strategy goes behind it. You should definitely put a lot of focus as well. The reason being, that is the first thing which comes across whenever you interact with your user. If you're failing there, then nothing can save you. The first thing which comes into a picture is the CTR. Then you talk about all the conversion and other metric, whether it's install rate or something, right? So all the marketer who think that performance marketing is just a number driven, actually it's not. It's like a lot more than that. You have to focus on a content, you have to focus on creative, you have to focus on engagement, right? Where all your social media influencer marketing comes into a picture. You should focus on that, and that's how you can build a really good growth for your company. So that is my maybe a key advice to all the users who are watching.
No, that's a very valuable advice, Amit. And do you want to end with just sharing like what's in future for Rapido, like the captains of tomorrow? What's the big vision? Like I think you mentioned Maharashtra, but like what's like the next 3-4 years? What do you want to accomplish at Rapido?
I think on a daily level in India, 16 million rides, 160 million rides are happening, right? If you talk about unorganized, or maybe because everyone knows that public commute in India is very bad, in a really bad shape, right? And post-corona, you might have seen that all the local buses, people are not taking rides in those commute options. The reason being they have like they might get infected, and like they're not really sure about it. This is a really good time, which I see from any two-wheeler or three-wheeler point of view, that from that 160 million, even if we have reached to 5 to 10% of that, it's going to provide us really good growth. And that is our objective, so that we can provide a really good sustainable commute option as a player and as a brand in the Indian economy and Indian market. Because it's still at lot many places, you might not get any kind of a commute at late night or maybe some odd times, right? And we want to solve that kind of a problem, to be very honest. This is a very safe option to commute, which we want to provide each and every of our travelers.
No, absolutely. I think what started out as Ola Karo and then Uber, now Rapido is definitely a key commute option. So congrats to you and your team. Even despite the pandemic, you all have innovated with the shield between riders and lots of innovation on the product front as well. And obviously, the marketing campaign of Hamesha on the go. I think exciting things in store. Thank you so much, Amit. And
thanks, Sunil. Thanks, Sundar. Thanks, everyone. Thank you guys for giving me time and providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts. Thanks a lot.
No, definitely.
Thank you. Definitely.
Have a good day.
Yep. Bye-bye.